In this video, we're going to look at the iterative and agile approach to software development. So we've already talked in the last couple of videos about the agile nature of software development. Modern software is developed in an iterative approach. That is the idea that we loop through various phases. We touched on these phases of the software development lifecycle earlier, but the notion that we simply define a problem, write its requirements, analyse, design it, code it, test it, and then roll it out is not realistic in modern software development. Once we know a problem should be built, we then tend to enter what's known as an iterative development cycle. We get our initial requirements or our core requirements, and before going too far, we then analyse and design these in detail and code up an initial prototype. So that's an actual product of our system which has reduced functionality. We can test this aspect of the system and then pull the user in to have a look at it. Now at this point, the user will see part of their finished software. It's more likely that having seen it, they will then come up with extra requirements, maybe things which they didn't initially think of. These can further be analysed and designed, coded, a new prototype developed and tested, and again shown to the user. This agile approach to software development makes sure that when we eventually roll out a system, it is much more likely to meet the needs of the user. They have been involved heavily throughout the design process, seeing the program evolve and coming up with new requirements and maybe even removing old ones as we go through. With agile development, we often focus on what we call the critical path first, developing the core functionality and requirements for the user, and then adding bells and whistles and extras as it becomes evident what the user needs.